But Mike, what would you do with the car if it broke down? Well, we'd use it as a jungle gym, of course, right? Okay, if you've ever been over here in the Philippines, you've undoubtedly seen the packages of dried mango. They're usually credited to Cebu, and they actually sell those at Costco. But there's a statement on the packaging, you know, like, oh, new and, you know, better size and all that, that they do for packaging of any item, 50% more, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so those ones are from, Cebu. But there's a statement on there that I've seen on other products here in the Philippines, many of which are not available in the Philippines, but come from the Philippines, which is export quality. Meaning that the quality is so damn great that we export it to the other countries that are willing to and able to pay more money for it, and we keep the lousier versions of it here. And while that may sound mildly cynical, I'm actually disappointed in that, to be honest, and a little bit, I don't know, I mean, I like the fact that living in the United States, it affords me and many others, having lived in the United States, the ability for, you know, opportunity and salary, and but there's a lack of carabao and quality products at very reasonable prices. But what I've also noticed, because I thought when I moved over to Thailand, I'm like, okay, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move to Thailand, and because I have all these shirts that I buy here in the United States for $100, and they say made in Thailand on them, I'm going to move over to Thailand. I'm going to be able to buy these shirts for like 10 bucks. Well, the sad reality is that all of the shirts that are made in Thailand, that are sold in Thailand, are of lesser quality. And I also realize the same is the case for Malaysia, Indonesia, interestingly enough, not Vietnam, but Thailand and the Philippines. The products that are made here, that are sold here, are not of the quality of the ones that are, well, export quality. So as we were walking up here before, oh, and that's Gracie's dad down there. He may be following me saying, you know, Mike, you shouldn't be walking up there. Mainly because that's our hill of poison ivy. Who knows? Anyway, she said, oh, honey, don't get close to that carabao. It'll run after you. So I'm hoping that's not, the version. All of a sudden decide to run up the hill. Probably getting a whole lot of silhouette action going on right now, so I'll wait till I'm at the top here. At that time I will turn around, and, well, I'll do it right now as well as when I get up there, and show you guys the view that I have. And here comes her dad. He's either coming to rescue me, or he's coming up for carabao, which is of course his version of a 4x4 that allows him to plant. So this ridge here is where Gracie wants to have our wedding ceremony. And with the exception of the path that I took up here, we're going to try and devise one that's a little shorter for people to come up on. Oh yeah, he was coming for carabao, so now he's dragging it over somewhere else. What I learned is that the carabao, while incredibly powerful, they're actually not that smart, in the sense that if he leaves his carabao out in the sun all day long, it will literally just stand there in the sun all day long, and it won't drink water, and they die because they don't know how to basically take care of themselves, which I found odd, but that's happened to 2 of them, so I'm pretty sure they're not mistreating them. So yeah, so I'm pretty confident what he's going to do is he's going to drag that carabao by the rope through its nose over into this shaded area, and that's where it will stay for the remainder of the day in a cooler area. So let me just shut up for a little bit and show you guys, let you listen to one of the reasons why I believe Gracie wants to have our wedding ceremony up here. Kind of cool, right? So Gracie's vision is she and I will stand over there-ish because the sun is there. In the afternoon, it comes from there. But in the afternoon, oh, actually, now that I think about it, we're gonna be up here. The ceremony's gonna be at 9 in the morning for a number of reasons, not the least of which is the ease with which people can get here. We're having it on a Monday, so that after church on Sunday, the number of humans that we need for assistance to construct things, they will be available for the remainder of Sunday. And then the mayor will be here at 9 to do the service or the ceremony. It's not a religious thing at all, really. It's a spiritual thing. It's also I don't know, I'm pretty honored that the mayor's going to be doing it. But anyway, Gracie envisions us here with that in the background. And so therefore she's like, yeah, we're just going to cut all those trees down. And of course my first thought is, oh my God, you're going to cut trees. But then I remembered like 2.5 weeks later after the rain, it will it will have replenished itself quite thoroughly. So I'm not too worried about greenhouse gases. But let me go down here and show you what it looks like behind here, behind these trees, and why it's a pretty justifiable request by Gracie because of the view that we'll have from the ridge there. Oh, and just so you know, this is like all Gracie's father's land. I'm not I'm not over on the neighbor's backyard. But look at that. I don't know if the GoPro picks it up, but I certainly am not filming in like, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6K, whatever. I don't even know if I'm at 1K. I do that mainly so that it'll upload at a reasonable rate. But yeah, that would be pretty gorgeous at 4K. Of all the times in my life where I wanted to have a drone, now's the time. But so way in the distance there, again, probably can't see it with the GoPro, but the water is past all these mountains. That is like basically Rojas City Harbor, Rojas Beach, ROXAS on the island of Panay, P-A-N-A-Y, if you guys are Googling. If you're Google mapping, that is what we can see from over here. And I remember when I told Chris this the other day, I said, when I got here, you know, right, typical sort of, I guess, maybe Western, maybe just American thing. You know, you look out over someone's land and you have these like, oh, how much is it? You know, how many acres do you have, right? Of course, I said that to her and she's like, what the hell's an acre? And pretty much anyone west of Hawaii would be like, acre. So anyway, I just was like, you know, how much land is there here, right? Hectares, how do you measure it? And she says, I don't know, but it takes my dad 2.5 hours to walk from the house to the edge of the property. I said, okay, so it's big then. Kind of a bummer to mow, huh? Do you guys bag it or do you just mulch? And anyway, so I asked her yesterday and she said, oh yeah, all the way over to the bamboo. And then up here. Because of course I got up here yesterday, what was the first thing I thought? Well, other than this is where the helipad will go. But build quite a house here. She's like, oh yeah, but we'd have a hard time getting water. I said, no, we wouldn't. This is the Philippines, dude. It rains. You don't have a water problem. You have a containment problem, and I could fix that quite quickly. In fact, we'd probably just pitch a tent, and then I'd figure out the water solution. Because I've already figured out the electricity solution. I got this giant reactor up in the sky that I could pull photons from all day long. And we'd have plenty of electricity. And then of course there's also the fossil fuel version of the electricity generation that I would probably deploy as well. But yeah, it's pretty nice up here. Yeah, I'm liking that roof the more I look at it. So yeah, so this is how we're going to celebrate. Basically, by the time we have it, it will be our, let's see. It will be our 8th month anniversary of our wedding paper signing at the district office in Banglamun, Thailand. I believe that was in the province of Chonburi, but I can't remember exactly. But I know it was basically the district office that I believe was the closest to Pattaya without being in Pattaya. We had to leave Bangkok province and go to another one that was allowing people to sit next to each other without being 3 meters apart, or a meter apart, but also they were performing wedding ceremonies. So yeah, this is pretty awesome up here. So let's see, so what have I done? So what I did, you can't see her dad potentially, but if you can, yellow shirt over there pulling the cow. So that area that the cow is in, so that level there, I can drive the Pajero down this hill, take a right at that level, come forward and around, and there's a kind of like that white dot there. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a tarp or something right there. And then along that bottom layer of dried soil, it's fairly flat. It's about a 15-degree incline, but that doesn't matter. It's effectively flat. I can drive all the way along that over to there. Now the end of that there is in the shade, as you can see. It's in the shade for a lot of the day. So that soil is not dried perfectly, but I believe I can get the Pajero right to there, and then I've got bamboo there, bamboo there, bamboo there, and then right there is a ledge, right, of the tiered sort of rice field thing they got going on. And those are usually, well, we walked across a couple of them down there. They're designed for humans to walk on them, as well as separate the levels, keep the water in. And I believe that I can get the Pajero all the way to over here and maybe over there. But what I don't know is from there, like, how do I get up here? And so that is what we actually may figure out just right now. Now,